Hey, the book of Philemon is this real small little book tucked away in the back of the New Testament. It's a letter that Paul wrote to a buddy of his named Philemon. Philemon oversees this little house church, and Philemon's doing a really good job. He's a good man, and he's doing some good stuff. Now, there's this runaway slave who has run away from Philemon. This is the slave's name. Okay, that's his name. And I got to be honest with you, I really don't know the proper way to pronounce this. You could say it Onesimus, you could say it Osimus. There's a lot of different ways. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to call him Onesie, because I can say that. So this runaway slave named Onesie runs away from Philemon. Okay, there's some bad stuff that goes down there. I don't know. But he runs away, and then he runs into Paul. He meets Paul, and he runs into Jesus. And he becomes a Christian. He becomes a follower of the way. And it changes everything for him. All of a sudden, he knows he has to make things right. He's got to go back to Philemon. He's got to make things right. He's got to fess up to what he's done. But he's scared. And so he talks to Paul, and Paul writes this letter, and it's a letter of recommendation, and that's what Philemon is. But it's a very public letter, okay? Paul is writing this very public letter of recommendation, and he wants it to be read not only to Philemon, but to the entire church that meets in Philemon's house. So he's using a little positive peer pressure here, and he's telling them, here's what you need to do. And in verse 6, it says this: I'm praying that you will put into action the generosity that comes from your faith as you understand and experience all the good things we have in Christ. So there's some real pressure there. Okay, you know the right thing to do. You know what you've gotten forgiveness from Jesus. You need to give forgiveness to other people. So he's kind of putting pressure on him there, and it's the right kind of pressure. And we don't know how the story ended, okay? We just have the letter. We don't have the follow-up. We don't have and they all lived happily ever after. We don't know what happened. We don't know whether Philemon decided to forgive Onesie or not. But here's what we know. Here's what we can learn from the story: that the gospel is the great equalizer. It makes rich and poor, slave and free into brothers, okay? No matter who we are, no matter where we come from, no matter what we've done, the good news that Jesus died on the cross so that we could be free, that he rose from the dead so that we could be forgiven and live life abundantly, it equalizes all of us. It puts us all on the exact same playing field, and that's really good news. Paul asks for, in fact, he kind of demands forgiveness. And he tells Philemon to practice it, not just once, but as a way of life. You've been forgiven, you need to forgive. Okay, remember the generosity that God has given to you. You need to give the same generosity to the other people. It's a real cool picture of what Jesus did for us, too. For a rebellious, runaway world, he came and he sends us back to the Master with this letter of reconciliation. And so we need to realize that. We need to realize we've been generously forgiven. So we need to generously forgive. Don't hold on to wrongs. Don't hold on to grudges. Let them go. And reflect the Master. Reflect the Master. Imitate the Master. God bless you guys. Have a really good day. Giddy up.